What's up guys, Seven Savage here. We are at the top of the Sprinter van right now on a big old ladder, getting ready to install the roof rails. These are factory OEM Mercedes Sprinter roof rails. They're pretty easy to install. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to remove the caps that are currently in there. Okay, so the OEM roof rails fit into these two slots on the top of the Sprinter van. You can see there's already some pre-drilled holes, but the pre-drilled holes come with a little cap that's pre-installed on them from the factory to prevent any rain or water getting in there. Let me go ahead and show you guys what this looks like on the inside. You can see these little bulbs right here are the bottom of the little plugs that stick into the top of the roof rail holes that we saw pre-glued to the top. So the very first step here is going to the top of the Sprinter and removing these plugs. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so you need these tools right here to remove the plugs from the top of the Sprinter. You need a set of gloves, you need a heat gun. You can get one of these on Amazon for pretty cheap. I think I got this one for 30 bucks or something like that. Don't quote me on it, but it was cheap. You're gonna need a flathead screwdriver to pry the plugs out with, and you're gonna need a rag to wipe up the excess adhesive that was used to get those plugs in from the factory. All right guys, so we're gonna put our gloves on here. We're gonna take the heat gun and we're gonna start heating up the glue around this plug. So I'm putting my heat gun on high blast. You want to heat it until you just start seeing the adhesive start to bubble around the plug. Alright, we saw some slight bubbling. Yeah, that's definitely soft enough. Once you see the adhesive start to move a little bit, you can just really easy get in there with your flathead screwdriver and start to pry this up. Try not to scratch the paint as much as possible, but it is pretty tough to get in there and not scratch things when you're with the screwdriver. That's why I'm wearing these gloves, so I can just go in there and pry it out with my fingers. You got to pull pretty hard on the plug, but it does come out. Some of these are a little bit tougher to remove than others. For the ones that are tough, get them pried up from the top and then come back underneath, hit it with the heat gun and kind of push it up through the bottom. All right, once you're done with this step, each one of the holes that was previously plugged should be completely glue-free and ready to refill with a roof rack. One additional part to this step that I just realized is some of the glue comes up underneath the hole. You want to make sure to remove that as well. Just get any excess glue from the factory peeled off of this guy. Pretty easy to do. Alright, so we're finished pulling all the plugs out and cleaning all the glue off of the little sockets. This is what it looks like. And so now we have a clean, flat surface to apply a layer of butyl tape before we actually install the roof rail itself. So this is what the butyl tape looks like. It comes in a roll about this size. It's pretty cheap, and I got gray just to match the van, but any color will do, I guess. So yeah, we're just gonna cut a small square, put it over the top of the hole on each place where the plug used to be, and then we're gonna install the roof rail on top of that. I'll give you guys an example of what it looks like to put the butyl tape over the hole. You literally just go to the butyl tape, cut a small square just slightly larger than the hole itself. You place it on top of the hole and you take off the backing. There you are, good to go. got ourselves the old roof rail, giving it a quick wipe down, make sure there's no dust on it and stuff. And all you're gonna do, convenient time for a plane to fly by. You just wanna line it up with the roof holes. You can start on the side that you're on. And you just push it down. You line the holes up and you just push it down. You don't have to get too tight of a seal yet. We're gonna go underneath and screw the nuts on, but yeah, just get it in the holes. All right, good to go. All right, so now we've got our roof rail mounted on the roof, and you can see the little nuts sticking through. I'm just gonna pull the tape off of that one. They're all coming through along the top here. Just pull any butyl tape that came through when you punctured the hole off of the edges here. We're not gonna need that hanging around. And it's almost time to mount the nuts. All right, so my roof rails came with these nuts right here. They didn't come with any washers, which I was surprised about, but I got them straight from the dealership, so I'm guessing they just expect you to tighten down the nuts and you know, not put any washers underneath. So I start out by just putting each nut on the back of the screw. All right, so once you've got all your nuts hand tight, you are gonna need an additional tool that I didn't mention in the beginning, something like a socket wrench or an impact driver with a bit on the end that fits around the nuts. And you go ahead and just tighten them all down. All right guys, now taking you to the roof to look at the finished product here, and we successfully have roof rails on our Sprinter van.